Alrighty, everybody. I'm Travis Carpenter with Invest with Ben, and I'm here with Dan O'Brien. Dan actually just flipped this house that he bought from us at 4437 North Kenyon Drive. So we're going to talk with Dan a little bit about his project and how it went. Dan and I just got to walk through the house. He got to show me a lay of the land and everything he did to the property. It looks fantastic. So we're going to kind of run through, dig into this deal and see how he did. So Dan, why don't you just tell us just a little bit about what you do and how people can reach you?
Sure. Yeah. So my name is Dan O'Brien. I'm a residential realtor with True Blood Real Estate. So that's my bread and butter. That's my normal job. And I started getting into flipping houses about 2 years ago. So this was my 7th project, working on my 8th one, which I also bought from you guys. And so that's my main thing, right? I work with buyers and sellers all over the central Indiana area. DanSellsIndy.com or at DanSellsIndy on social media pages, how people can typically get a hold of me. One of those things where I was working with investors on the real estate side of helping them identify properties to do as real estate investment. I'm like, wait a second, I know contractors too. I know how to value properties. And so I decided to jump in and try it myself.
Excellent. Very good. Love to hear that. This property you bought to flip. What's interesting too is Dan was telling me a little interesting nugget on this one is that he did some of the work himself too. So he hired out a lot of it, but he also found some ways to save money. Can you tell us maybe some of your tips on how you were able to save some money just doing some of these things yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. And every investor has different preferences, and some just want to outsource everything and have other contractors do it. But to me, like I was texting you the other day, sweat equity is where the money's made. Right? If I can pay a contractor to do something for $1,000, but I can get in there with a little bit of my own work, buy some material and get in there for an hour or two and do it. That's pretty good size savings, right? Yep. So as an example, I hung these kitchen cabinets. Never done that before. Watched a couple of YouTube videos and my assistant and I put these up and probably saved myself, $1,000, $1,500 to put in all these kitchen cabinets. I did this butcher block countertop myself. So I have contractors. I know when to put my hand up and say, I don't know how to do this and it's not worth my time. So I have a contractor that does a lot of my major electrical or plumbing and things like that. But I come in and I'm the one that does some of these projects or put in the new sinks or the bathroom vanities, light fixtures, light switches. Learning how to change out those things can save a lot of money.
Love that. That is a really cool, interesting tidbit and a way that you guys can save money as well when you're flipping houses. So let's dig into this deal a little bit. Yep. Dan, can we start with the timeline? Can you tell us when you bought it from us, when you closed with us, when you got it on the market, how long it sat, how long rehab took, all of that stuff?
Yep, absolutely. So I bought this one in the beginning of April. So closed on that one with you guys, bought it for $95,000. And then we started working on it, started doing some of the demo stuff, getting it ready. Construction started and my guys came in here, did some of the major projects. And then we were in here doing, the paint and the flooring and things like that. So from the time I owned it to the time I had it on the market was about 6 or 7 weeks.
Excellent.
So this one was really cosmetic. It's a little 3-1, ranch on a slab, which I love. That's my bread and butter. I don't like the big gut jobs. That we have other investors that love taking it down to the studs and moving plumbing and electrical. For me, these are my sweet spot. So came in here and was able to buy it and get it back in the market, I think within 7 weeks. Had it on the market for just over a week and got a full price offer. We're scheduled to close on this very soon. And from the date of owning the property from you guys, the date of closing on it will be, I believe, 91 days. Now, not all of them go that fast and that easy, but this one to me was a slam dunk.
That is awesome. Now, how about, so your purchase price from us, your general total rehab costs, and then your final sale price?
Yep. So this one was a good one. So bought it for 95. And this one, and I mentioned to you that that's how much I trust you guys. I didn't even get to walk this one in person, right? You do a great job of providing pictures and videos, and I was able to look through there with my real estate knowledge and kind of estimate budget things just based on the stuff that you provide in your initial emails. So I had to make an offer, got it at 95, budgeted around 20,000, but there were some surprises when you start opening things up. So went a little over on the renovation budget. So went about 26,000 with my total reno budget. However, in your initial email, this one was ARV estimated around 165. Planned on 155 just in case, make sure the numbers were in kind of a worst case scenario. However, market was improving. There were some helpful comps that came on the market while I was rehabbing that helped the value.
Love that.
Ended up listing for 175. Appraisal came in a little bit light, so we're at 172 final purchase price or final sales price. And so after fees and after all that, I think the total profit somewhere in the 37, 38 range.
That is fantastic.
which is, I mean, that's going to be hard to beat in a flip like this.
Yep. Yeah, I love to hear that. 91 days. I mean, that's an incredible.
Like, where else can you do that, right?
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. That's awesome. I love to hear that. I mean, that is fantastic to hear. Dan obviously did a great job. We're going to keep sending you guys good deals. But, you know, if you have somebody like Dan that can pull it off and execute well, you're going to do really well for yourself. Dan, you had mentioned, obviously now you're flipping houses actively yourself. You had also mentioned that you represent some other investors as well. Is there a way that maybe some of our investors could connect and utilize you in that way?
Absolutely. Like I said, dansellsindy.com. You can send me a form, like a contact form. Dan@truebloodre.com is my direct email. And so, yeah, I've gotten some other clients or investors that have heard that I'm flipping houses and said, wait a second, I'm kind of interested in this too. Or, hey, do you ever need, you know, an extra lender or an extra partner that's just got some extra cash lying around? But I represented a client that bought one of your houses down in like the Irvington area.
Okay.
And I helped him identify the property. I walked it with him, helped him put together the budget, and then represented him on the sale. But it was his project, right? Like he made all the decisions, he kept all the profit, and I just represented him on the purchase and then the eventual sale. So trying to guide other people that are interested but don't know quite where to start. And so now that I have my experience, I'm helping other people like that as well. It's a lot of different opportunities.
That's awesome. I know I've gotten that request from a lot of people on our list before.
Yeah.
So Dan could be a really great resource for you, especially if you're the type of person that's a little scared to make that first move to get your first flip going. You have the capital, you've done all your homework and everything, but you just kind of need the confidence of someone that's been there before. For Dan to be able to come on, you work out some sort of deal where you hire Dan to basically kind of be your consultant for the flip and then maybe to sell it for you in the back end. There's lots of opportunities like that. So
I have some extra resources. I've created spreadsheets to help calculate ROI and let's see, what closing costs are going to be, what holding costs are going to be, kind of look at what you're purchasing it for it and then what the budget's going to be, what your estimated, profit's going to be. So extra things like that I've developed that I use for literally every one of my deal. More than happy to share that, as I'm working with other people as well.
Excellent. Well, sounds like you could be a resource for just about anybody. Yeah. So
that's my goal.
Style. That's awesome. Heck yeah. Well, thank you so much, Dan, for your time. Thank you for showing us around this place. We'll be putting up some before and after pictures so you can see the transformation of this place. We'll be posting the numbers and Dan's contact info so you didn't have to catch it all verbally here. But if you do want to buy more houses, investwithben.com. We got properties we're pumping out almost every single day, it seems like.
Yep.
And if you want somebody to partner with you, you want to lend money to a flipper, lots of different options and ways to work with Dan. You got his contact info there as well. Dan, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.